Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. Enjoy your stay. Welcome to the
Two important
Speedway
events taking place in 2 weeks' time on consecutive days at the same track. Hello Landshut, Germany, holding first the World Cup with Germany, Czechia, GB and Ukraine, followed by the next day the German GP. Let's hope there's no rain. Only in Speedway.
And there we go, we are on.
Oh, we actually are?
We are actually on, yeah.
Bit of a quiet start, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm really sorry about that viewer out there. We have a new mixing desk and new software, and it was all working a fine 10 minutes ago, and now all of a sudden it won't play music.
Yep, music doesn't play. Never mind. Never mind.
Onwards and upwards.
Yep.
Welcome to the Speedway Tavern. Here tonight we have Webby,
Good evening.
Matt,
Good evening.
and myself. Good evening to all of you. Right, well, let's get straight on with the World Cup, shall we?
Yes, it's
And
back
the fact-
after 3 years.
Yeah. Are you happy about that?
Yes,
Yeah. Do you think it's right that they do it every 3 years?
I think it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it makes it more of an
More of
occasion
an
rather
event.
than having it. I don't mind the Speedway of Nations, but I think the team. I mean, it isn't really a team in sense as such because the rides are on the track individually, but. I think this one. I mean, everyone remembers the last World Cup in 2023 was an incredible final, a brilliant effort by Great Britain, almost pipping the Poles in their own backyard, and just fell short. And of course, slightly different World Cup this year, of course, because we've got meetings across Europe. We've got the as you say, the first semi-finals in Landshut, and then there's a long wait for the second semi-final. I don't quite understand why that is, but Riga in Latvia's got the second one on the 7th of August, and then of course we've got the final on the August bank holiday weekend in the Narodowy in Warsaw. So a temporary track staging a final as well.
Yeah, interesting. I mean, what do we feel about the fact that you've got the Speedway World Cup and then the GP the next day? Is that a bit risky, isn't it?
It's a little bit risky, yes. I suppose looking at it from one sense, of course, it gives hopefully should generate a little bit of material for the riders that race on the Saturday in the Grand Prix. And of course, it might be a bit of an advantage to Dan Bewley and Robert Lambert, of course, because they're probably going to be racing in that meeting, and they'll also be racing in the GP the following day as well. But yeah, it is. I suppose whatever day you stage that on, it's a bit of a gamble. But I don't know what would happen if the semi-final gets called off because of the rain. Because obviously, maybe that's why there's a big gap between the two. So maybe that's why they're not banking on that, just in case they have to put it in somewhere else. So
because the worry is if it gets rained off on the for the World Cup, they can't then use it the next day.
No,
because obviously the GP's there.
That's right.
Possibly the Sunday might be available, but
of course there are Polish league meetings on the Sunday, and of course I'm sure there's going to be rides in those four squads that are going to be scheduled to race in Poland, and obviously they'll be duty bound to race for their Polish team.
Well, there certainly is in the GB team.
Yep.
Which has been announced as well.
Yep.
So we should. It sort of picks itself, I think.
I think it does, yes.
So we got Robert Lambert, or even Robert Lambert. I'm going to put some new teeth in, excuse me. Robert Lambert,
Yep.
Dan Bewley, Tom Brennan, Adam Ellis, Dan Thompson, Charles Wright and Leon Flint. I mean, out of that lot, you would say probably the first three, and then is it going to be Adam Ellis or Dan Thompson?
Well, it's going to be interesting with Adam Ellis, of course, because we haven't seen a lot of him, really, have we?
No.
Of course, not got a spot in the UK yet. Charles Wright, of course, is obviously not riding at the moment because he's crashed a couple of weeks ago, so whether he'll be fit to take his place in that, we're not so sure. I suppose the big omission, obviously, is Ty Wolfenden, but I think it was always going to be a bit of a gamble to put Ty in a meeting like that.
I think he's sort of ruled himself out a little bit by not taking part in the GP.
Possibly, yes.
So,
yeah. I mean, Leon Flint has had a good start to the season.
He's had a great start, yeah.
Really good start. Dan Thompson as well. He's made great progress over the last couple of years. As you say, I think the squad really picks itself. There's a good little blend of youth and experience there. Lambert and Bewley obviously have done well in the Grand Prix, although Lambert didn't have a great season in it last year.
No.
I think it's a big season for Tom Brennan. I think it's a bit of a Speedway cliche, but I think this needs to be his breakthrough year, really.
He's had a good start.
He's had a very good start, yes.
To be fair.
I don't think he quite hit the heights that he did the previous season at Ipswich last year. But as I say, he's had a good start this season, and I think he
Proper
now
number
needs
one
to,
scores against
and
Kings Lynn.
and he now needs to sort of, move up to a supporting role behind Lambert and Bewley. He's capable of doing it. There's no question about that.
Well, yeah, we shall see. Obviously, so we're racing against Germany, Czechia, and the Ukraine.
Yep.
We should win that, shouldn't we?
Obviously the Germans are going to want to be impressed on their home soil, and Germany, of course, have become an emerging.
They have that,
nation,
yeah.
haven't they?
Yes.
Of course, and of course they have made the big decision. Of course, they've picked Anna Grunwald in their squad. So obviously, I think that's the first time in history that we will have a female rider in the senior World Cup.
I did not
So
know that.
that's obviously a big call.
Wow.
So I think, she won the Speedway Gold Trophy Championship, of course, in 2025. Norrie Bladorn and Mario Hausel are in their squad as well. Eric Riss, Kevin Volbert, Valentin Grobar, Ben Aiken, Yannick Kravak, and Lars Skubin. So they are, they've got some riders that are well known to British fans in that squad. The last couple of years, I think Germany have sort of stepped up, haven't they? They've always been sort of seen as a minor speedway nation. You think of Germany, I suppose you'd immediately think of riders like Egon Muller, of course, but
Karl Muller.
not really since that era. And of course, they've got Kai Hülkenberg, of course, who was in the Grand Prix series last season and at times did quite well in that one. So I think he's a good rider. Kai
What you're saying is don't be too confident.
Don't be too confident.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
from,
don't be
from
too
all of that.
confident. I don't think the British team. I think Oliver Allen. Let's not forget Oliver Allen, of course, solely in charge now. Simon Stead's decided to step down, but I think they'll go into that. They'll go into that confident, but not overconfident. But it's a good opportunity, I think, to sort of get a bit of momentum, build a bit of team spirit, ready for the hopefully getting into the main event in August.
Could be a competitive meeting then.
Yeah,
Something
I think
like
so.
nice
Yeah,
and
the
cool.
Czechs obviously as well. Obviously, they've got Jan Kovac and Vaclav Milik and Adam Bubba Bednar in their squad as well. So they've got some decent experience. Jan Kovac, of course, I think has done well
He's a
over the last few
quality
years. Of
rider,
course,
isn't he?
riding the GP. Maybe didn't do quite as well as he would have liked in that, but has done well since he's come over to this country to race for Kings Lynn. So and Ukraine as well. Ukraine are going to be seen as the underdogs, aren't they? But you never know. But you would think really it's going to be GP in Germany and maybe Croatia, but I'll put the GP and Germany squads as the favourites to battle it out in that one.
Interesting.
Yep. So give us your thoughts on that one. Of course, it's not too far away. It's only
2 weeks.
2 weeks next Saturday, I think, is the semi-final, and of course you've got the Grand Prix as well. So,
Okay, so we've got a few things coming up on the shout box.
Yep.
We should, as it says on the shout box, let you know all money raised through the Stars donation scheme will go to charity, and that charity is not Webbys Pocket, as I understand it. We have the link to the Prediction League.
Yep.
Which I'd like to know how everybody feels that's going this year with the new way of doing it. Do
No
you like
complaints. No complaints so far. So that's good.
Good. Hello, Pete. Hello, Dave. And Pete wants to know, are you all cold?
yes.
Yes. Well, the thing is, Webby likes to keep the temperature down, so it's ready for when he crawls back into his coffin. So
I like to keep you all alert.
It becomes harder as the year goes.
Phil Taylor asks, are you doing the Rider of the Week this season? If so, I'd like to recommend Daniel Klima this week for 14, paid 17 at reserve for Plymouth at the weekend. Excellent.
Yep.
We'll start that up this week.
We haven't had, well, to be fair, we haven't really had that
a
many
lot-
meetings, have we?
meetings,
So
yeah.
but hopefully, I think now that the fixtures list is starting.
I
to
think
get
we can
more-
start that this
bit fuller,
week.
so, yep.
I think we can start that week.
Yeah.
We'll do that as a poll, shall we? I think, Webby.
Could do, yeah.
So
Yeah.
he wants to show these.
Yes, because I haven't done a poll this week.
Yeah, well, you'd have to have some riders.
We need some riders.
Yeah.
That's no problem. Yeah, can't do like, can you?
Yeah.
I'm not that
Okay. Simon Corbett, only find you on YouTube.
Well, there's quite a lot of people on Facebook watching us. So.
Okay. Evening, gents, says Fred Graham. Big crowd at the Dump last Friday. Another brilliant he said that, not me. I just want a disclaimer there. Another brilliant battle between the two Scottish teams. Dan Thompson found the pizza car corridor coming out of the fourth bend to grab the second place and get a draw for the Monarchs. I was going to go for a 45 all draw, was I not?
Yeah, I think you were, and then you
chickened out.
Yeah, so
damn.
Yeah, so I mean, Glasgow were 8 points down with just 4 races to go in that meeting, so a really good recovery on that. Yeah, I mean, we've seen some great matches really between Edinburgh and Glasgow. I mean, we saw two.
Another one.
Obviously, the semi-final last season, the meeting at Almerdale was obviously badly affected by the rain, but the second meeting at Ashfield was an absolute corker, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Okay, the good guys, Tigers, says Fred, not me. We're 8 points behind after 10 heats, as you were saying. So great fight back. Looking forward to the next battle of the two Scottish giants at Theatre of Speed, Ashfield, on Sunday, the 3rd of May. So yeah, that'll be.
Yeah, I think that's a really catchy name. I think, isn't it? Theatre of Speed.
Theatre of Speed.
Brilliant,
yeah. So
Where did they get that idea from?
Hello, Elliot. Ipswich, which is off to a flying start to the season against Kings Lynn, stars in front of a large crowd and carried on at Kings Lynn with all-round strong team performance last night.
yeah, they were fairly comfortable through that meeting, weren't they? There was a couple of moments where Kings Lynn, I followed it on the updates. There was a couple of moments where Kings Lynn looked like they might be
Trying to get
a
back
bit of
into
momentum
it.
there,
Yeah.
but. No, I think that was a bit of a coupon buster on the prediction league, because I think one person went for Ipswich to win that, and he's sitting in the room, I should say. I don't know whether that was a guess or so.
Get in there!
Yeah, so we mocked him for that last year. So.
That's twice running that we've mocked him
Yeah,
for something.
well, if you have a look at the
It's done
scores
better.
from yesterday for the Witches, I mean, Tom Brennan 12-1, Danny King 9-2, Scott Nichols 7-1, Richard Lawson 6, Jason Edwards 5-1, and Philip Hellstrom Bang 3-1. So good, solid performance all the way through. That's right there for Kings Lynn. Ben Cook 14-1, Max Frick 12, Chris Harris 6-1, Paco Castagna 4-1, Jan Kovac 3-1, Cooper Russian 3, and Jody Scott 1-1. So that's probably going to be Kings Lynn's Achilles heel. Certainly in the early weeks, is there. You know, you look at Ipswich's reserves last night, much more experienced than the Kings Lynn reserves. I mean, Cooper Russian, we obviously saw Cooper Russian race last year at Derry Bar and looked very, very talented. Very stylish rider.
Looks like he knows how to put himself about on a
but
bike.
Kings Lynn really there. I mean, you look at their Cook and Frick scoring 14 and 12, and then the next highest scorer was 6 for Bomber. So that was really their Achilles heel in the end. And I think they probably did well in the end to get it back, to keep it to within 4 points. But I think that will give up. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about the Ipswich team. People saying it's not as good. I mean, it isn't as good as the team they had last season, because they haven't got the top end strength of Doyle and Seifert off this year. But I think that will give them a lot of confidence, and that is a good win. I think there's always needle as well between Ipswich and Kings Lynn as well. So so good start for it for Kings
really
Lynn.
good start. Yeah, positive. And confidence builds confidence, of course.
Yep.
Can you give a shout out to young Vinnie Ford, now out for a while after fracturing his knee at Redcar on Friday? Certainly can. Get well soon.
Again,
Vinny.
we've had a few crashes in the early weeks of the season, which seems to happen every year. So.
I think it does. Whether you put that down to rustiness or adrenaline, I don't know. But I mean, Vinny, get yourself better. Don't come back until you're ready. Is what I would say.
Yeah, we've had again, and this seems to be a bit of a common thing with the air fences. The number of rides that you see go into it, and it lifts, and of course the rider goes underneath. I mean, that's been a problem. I mean, we've had air fences for 25, 26 seasons now, and they've been a brilliant invention. There's no two ways about that. But they've never been able to crack this issue of riders going underneath them.
No.
So what happened before air fences?
Fences.
Fences.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fences without air.
Fences without air.
No,
on
right,
them,
okay.
basically.
You had board fences, net fences. Exeter, of course, had their famous steel fence.
Steel fence, yeah.
Yeah, so you'd never get away with anything like that now.
Yeah. I mean that, but that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, it is an improvement.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to attach it to so it doesn't lift up, because it's attached to the fence behind it. There's not a lot else to attach it to. I guess now is the time for us to hopefully start our new what's going to be our new thing, and we decided last week that we were going to have a look at Plymouth.
Yeah.
This week, as far as their homepage and their online presence and so on, and hopefully there'll be some of you out there that have gone to Plymouth this week and can give us your feedback on your experience as a fan at Plymouth at the Coliseum.
I should be down there in a few weeks myself, so I should be able to have a look at that as well in
Cool.
more detail. So,
But if anybody wants to put anything up on the shout box at this point, we will be reading that. As far as the Plymouth's homepage, what did you reckon?
well, the first thing on that, now I don't know whether this has been changed because it was about Thursday or Friday last week that I had a look. The first thing I noticed was that it's still got the 2025 team photograph on it. I don't know whether that's changed. I thought that was something that might have been updated pretty much at the start of the season, because I think all the individual profile pictures are from this season.
I must admit, I didn't take a close enough look at that photo.
That was the first thing. Yeah, but I think it does actually say on the top 2025 photograph. So, but yeah, I thought it was an okay website. I think there's some good detail on there. Fixture list obviously is very well detailed. I didn't see any links to previous match reports and team statistics, which I think would have been something that would have been nice to do. I think the profiles of the riders themselves are good, well detailed. It talks about their characters of riders, and it also gives career achievements as well. So I think on the whole, I was quite impressed with the Plymouth website.
I quite liked it. I thought the homepage was friendly.
Yeah.
And inviting for new people that didn't know about Speedway.
Yeah.
There was explanations about Speedway on it. There was also a lot of details about the riders. There was I don't know whether maybe that's happened now, but there's lots of interviews as you go down with all the different riders and with the manager talking about this season and so on. They had a video vault. Did you notice?
Yes.
The video vault, which I didn't see much action on.
Yeah.
But there was lots of rider interviews, sort of post-match interviews, which obviously there's not going to be many from this year because they've done.
Only just started, so
it was easy to navigate.
Yep.
I had no problems getting to all the different.
Just to remind anybody who wasn't listening last week, we are going to be doing this for
every club.
So
that's the plan. The contact page. Had a nice little touch which they got the my 3 words, so they actually gave you the my 3. You know what I'm talking about with my 3 words?
Yes.
So they gave you that, and there were links to their Facebook page.
Yeah.
But not to their Twitter account.
Yeah. Which is a surprise because I looked at their Twitter account and they're very active on.
It's very fun.
Yeah, X I should say, not Twitter.
Yes. Everybody.
Before we
knows
have
what
Elon
I mean,
Musk after us. So.
Please, I think he's got better things to think about.
I think so. Yeah, than worrying about the Speedway Tavern. So.
They've also got an Instagram presence. I don't know whether you noticed.
I didn't notice. I didn't look at the Instagram page. I looked at the.
It's very.
Facebook
It follows very closely the Facebook. Presence, as does the Twitter, the X account to an extent. A lot of the content is the same content, which is not a problem. I found the Facebook a little bit difficult,
right,
to navigate and to get any. There wasn't an awful lot of information. There's lots of photos, lots of videos, and lots of stuff about interacting with the crowd and so on. But. And even that they did update their last match against Kings Lynn. There was an update about that going on. I noticed as I worked through it. So it wasn't heat by heat or anything like that. The thing that I noticed, and I'm beginning to wonder whether this will be the same on all the tracks. Nobody links back to the homepage on the Facebook or on the Twitter, or there's not a, they should have a link to their homepage, I feel, on almost every post that they do.
Yeah. You have to link. I think you have to link all through of them, don't you? Because they all go hand in hand at the end of the day.
So that would be my. I mean, but by and large, I thought it was quite a good. It was fun.
Yeah.
There was there was lots of little bits about interacting with the crowd and little funny bits with Scotty Nichols.
Yeah.
Did you see that little video? Yeah. So
there is also now, of course, Plymouth. I think April the 11th. I think it was they released launched their official Plymouth Gladiators app. It's nice to see Speedway clubs finally getting to the stage now where they're actually looking at putting apps out, which you can download now. So I will have a look at that.
Elliot Hunt was mentioned that. Has anybody used that app yet?
Yeah,
I would love to know how that works.
Yeah.
And is that just live at the track, or is it something that is?
Well, we'll have a look. Obviously, I'm sure when I go down there, I'll be having a look at that to see whether you can get live stuff on that. So, but it is available from Google and Apple App Store as well. So, yeah, I liked some of the graphics that they did as well. There's some good. Obviously, whether these are AI images or anything like that, but there's some good stuff on there. And Plymouth have done a lot of good things over the last couple of years. I think they're an emerging club. I don't think they're ever going to be a Poole or a Glasgow because they simply haven't got the finance to do it. But
No.
I think they're building some pretty good routes down there, and I really enjoyed my trip down there when I went.
I
last
seem
year.
to have a really good fan base, which is always the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So
Okay. Did anybody actually go and has anybody experienced Plymouth this week? That is what I should be saying.
well, they had a good experience, didn't they? Because they had a thumping win against Oxford.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
Of course, as far as we know, the Oxford meeting is still on tomorrow. We know there's issues going on down there at the moment with the greyhounds, which of course possibly potentially would impact on the Speedway. I think Jamie Courtney's
Where
released,
have we heard that before?
yeah, I think Jamie Courtney has released a couple of statements to say that there's no impact on it at the moment. So, of course, there was a meeting that was supposed to be there last week that was called off. It was called off fairly early on, which was a bit, I think was probably disappointing for any Plymouth fan who'd already pre-ordered tickets or booked travel or anything like that. And I know that there was a coach. I think there was a minibus going up there from Plymouth as well, which had already been booked. So, so we just keep our fingers crossed that Oxford can get through that and they can, certainly complete the season. And hopefully there's some situation that allows both the greyhounds to carry on and, of course, the Speedway as well. But
Which brings us to Elliot has just made an offer, and I think we should take him up on it.
what's that?
He says he's at Oxford and Sheffield this week, so could help if you wanted to do one of those.
Yep.
So let's choose one.
Well, you wanted to do Sheffield last week, didn't you?
I
But
did,
Of course,
so-
that wasn't amazing. So we'll go for Sheffield, I think.
Yeah, let's do Sheffield then.
Yeah.
And we'll check out all the online stuff.
Yep.
And Elliot, we would love to have a report, and we can actually send you a link and have you on the show via your computer if you like. So, but yeah, let us know, Elliot, what your match day experience is like at Sheffield.
Yep. Sheffield, I think, have sort of tweaked a lot of this, haven't they? Because they've been, by all accounts, making a lot of moves to change their race night experience, and so we'll see what they've got set up for that.
So if you could pop the shout box up a little bit above Phil. No, that's below. There you go. Okay, so yeah, everybody's telling us the sound's perfect. Now we should just let everybody know we have had a major overhaul in the studio.
Massive.
So
Yeah, we're giving Webby a lick of paint.
I'm still
yeah,
actually,
exactly.
I'm still actually learning a bit as well. So, and I've had a new mixer today, so it's
hopefully-
learning on the job.
But hopefully you will hear a difference in the sound and also see a difference in the vision for those of you watching on
Yeah,
Facebook.
it does look better, doesn't it?
Yeah, you can see that spot there.
Apart from the fact that we're on the camera. So.
Yeah. It does make it look even uglier.
Always been the trouble.
Nuclear.
Phil Taylor says, always a great night on Bento at Plymouth with the Bar Bandits.
Yep, I can vouch for that one. So.
Fred Graham says, also again, great afternoon of racing at Ashfield on Sunday at the first round of the British Youth Championships. All the youngsters battled through some tricky conditions mid-meeting, some good new talent to watch in the coming years. So, Fred, from the riders that you watched there, I think there's a 500cc, 250.
Yeah, there was one at Birmingham. Was it last year or the year before?
I think
it was the year before, wasn't it?
I think we actually spotted Cooper Russian in that meeting.
I think Ashton Botham was the one that was spotted.
That was the one, yes. So who stood out for you, Fred? Who do you think is going to be looking for a team by the end of this year or next year, depending on their ages, I guess? Let us know what you thought. Who would you have picked out as being stars from that setup?
Okay. Brian wants to know, has there been any updates on Oxford?
Only what you mentioned. There's been a couple of press releases.
Yeah, as far as we know, they are still on tomorrow. So
tomorrow, yeah.
In fact, we will have a look. I'll have a look at the Oxford website to see what they've got to say, of course, for tomorrow. That is on the prediction link as well, so we will be obviously coming on to that in due course.
So Fred's talking to you directly here.
Oh, is he?
Yep. Remember, Matt, the offer still stands for this weekend. Glasgow versus Berwick on Friday, and then trip to Glasgow Tigers supporters. Group buzz to Berwick the next day for Berwick versus Glasgow. The only issue is you might have is that you might need a week off to recover.
Yes. Thank you very much, Fred. I have seen the offer, yeah. So it may be unfortunately, it may be a little bit short notice. Obviously, just a few days to get up to Scotland from here, but certainly, I certainly would love to be able to get up to Glasgow at some point. I think it's tremendous. I've really been impressed with what they've done there, and it's a great racetrack as well. So
I would like to go and see it as well.
A great place. So
I'll have to have a word with her indoors.
Yep. So Oxford will start their season tomorrow, all being well, and they are taking on the Poole Pirates. So
a little easy start for them.
Yeah. So recent issues caused by termination of a deal between SGS and Oxford Greyhounds to stream racing from the Goodwin Oxford Stadium led to the postponement of last Wednesday's home clash with Plymouth Gladiators. Now is not the time to go into the nuts and bolts of what at times has been a complex discussions, but Oxford Speedway will now continue as planned. The Cheetahs defeated the homeless Coventry Bees 52-38 in a challenge match at Cowley a fortnight ago, but then lost 32-57 in their opening BSN Series Southern Section fixture at Plymouth on Saturday evening, and are keen to bounce back against Poole. So it's there's always a big clash between the two of them. I mean, obviously Poole are the big Poole along with Glasgow are the big force, obviously in the championship. So. And Oxford will be hoping to sort of put things to one side and sort of, get back to matters on the track.
Jeff, yes, yep. All of that. Jeff Daniels says that Richard Lawson has posted on Facebook that he has chosen not to ride in the FIM and British rounds this season, hence why not in the GB squad and won't be in the British final.
Well, he hasn't done the British final for the last few years, has he? Because he's been quite vocal that he doesn't think the British final should be staged at Bellevue every single season, that it should be rotated around the tracks.
But where?
That is, Sheffield, I suppose, could do it.
Yeah, maybe.
Kings Lynn could do it.
I mean, my argument...
Glasgow could do it.
I know, I think he's gone on record as saying it's not one of his favourite tracks, but, well, if he wants to be a top rider, it's the sort of track he's going to have to master, I think, so... I can sort of get where he's coming from about the idea of having the shared events is that they are shared, but this one isn't. It's at Bellevue every single season. So
Elliot has said happy to help with Sheffield. Can send over the info on Friday. I mean, that'd be great. You don't have to though. You can just come on the show on the Wednesday and talk about your experience. That would be. That
goes for anybody who wants to do the same thing for us every week when we do decide to do any of the other tracks. We are going to try and do them all during the course of the year as well. So,
And it's nice to see the Witches have their own streaming service now. It's the way to go, I think.
Yeah, it's interesting. That was streamed on YouTube, wasn't it? Although it was interesting, the BSBL didn't put the link to the stream on their website, so it was interesting as well. Ipswich obviously put that statement out on Thursday about the fact that they are covering the insurance for their riders. So I get the feeling that there's going to be a few funny games really between the new Ipswich promotion and the BSBL during the course of the season, because they clearly want to do things very differently to everybody else.
Yeah, we might see if we can get them on for an interview. That might be interesting. Okay, Fred Graham says, I asked him who he thought stood out, and he's come up with, for the 500cc riders, basically he's come up with all the riders with names that I can't pronounce. So Stenny Piper, or Steen Piper, I'm not sure. Ollie Bovingdon, I can get that one, and Casper Kluznak. Possibly.
Archie Rolfe on the 125s, CCs. Lewis Hagen, 9-year-old Oscar Berwick as well. So
he's not signing anytime soon.
No.
So, okay.
What was Neil Levitt when he signed allegedly signed?
I think he was 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allegedly, I should say. So.
No, there was no allegedly about it. He signed underage. I mean, that's. Yeah. And he was a great rider. Great little rider was Neil. Oscar was impressive at Birmingham last year, says Chris. I don't remember.
Was it
Oscar Berwick?
There wasn't a British Youth Championship meeting about Birmingham last season. I don't think. I know there was the season before.
No, but we did see a lot of these riders down. With sort of National League level racing that we did last year. So I'm guessing that was where we're going with that.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the time has come for us to have a look at the prediction league.
Yeah, he wants to look at the table, doesn't he? Because he knows he's the he's the top. He knows now he's the top presenter at the moment, isn't he? So.
I must.
It's a bit strange, isn't it? Because previous seasons, okay, we'll do that.
You know what the trouble is? I haven't got Birmingham to put me wrong.
Yes.
Birmingham was going to win this week.
Well, to be fair, you were putting last year at Birmingham to lose, weren't you? So you were going to.
Yeah. I did a little bit.
This bit.
Yeah, that's the main table that you've got up now.
Okay, do you want to look at this first? Yeah.
Yep. So there we go.
Okay. Right. Can you see that?
I have. Yep. So Phil Taylor and Andrew Garner top on 14 alongside last year's winner Elliot Hunt. Gordon Gamble on 13. So is Chris Thorogood, myself. Simon Corbett, Jeff Daniels, Andrew Green rounding out the top 10. Webby down in 16th on 9.
Get in there.
At the moment. So, so early days, but very, very tightly compact, very compact at the top at the moment. So
I was wondering why my nose was bleeding today.
Yep, so. Usually you're down at about 20th or 21st.
I'm usually the strongest person in the league.
Holding
everybody
in this one. I can't read that. I'm sorry. You've got it in front of you, haven't you?
I have, yep. So when it appears on my screen,
we'll have a guess.
Yeah, so that's basically last week's results. So Phil Taylor, the only one to get 2 results bang on, so that puts him top with 7 points. Andrew Garner, Jeff Daniels, Elliot Hunt, Rich Thomas, all on 6 and 5 respectively. So. Yeah, so a tight lot of scoring there.
There was a lot of red here, I think.
Yeah, Jeff Daniels, well, kudos to Jeff because he was the only one who went for Glasgow and for the Edinburgh Glasgow meeting to be a draw. I know somebody else nearly did and then went out at the last minute, didn't they? So, Mr. Browne was the only one to get last night's score right at King's Lynn as well. The only one who went for Ipswich to be at King's Lynn. So,
listen to me in future. Everybody, listen to me in future.
Okay.
We can't, you never have the sound on.
Right, so we've got the fixtures then for this week there. So a few of the, obviously you've already put yours on, Webby, I noticed. I've put mine on as well. So
I have not put mine on because I can never find the link. You've got to show me.
It's quite interesting as well that, I haven't got a clue what I put.
Yeah. Oh, well, this is where we get to have our little laugh, don't we?
Yeah.
So,
And then he gets it right.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
I believe it's my pick this week, is it?
it is, yep. Let me just find the... okay.
Just talk amongst yourselves while Matt clicks a few buttons. By the way, I enjoyed your little confession earlier, Chris,
What's that?
about your little fetish. But did you realise
sorry,
you
yeah.
published it?
Oh, crikey, did I? Oh, no. Oh, sorry.
So, yeah, you'll be careful about that.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so the first one is tomorrow night in the BSN Series Southern Section, Oxford against Poole.
Okay, Oxford. Sorry, I was reading a little missive on the Oxford versus Poole. That's tomorrow. And
Yeah.
This is Oxford's second match of the season, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm going to say Oxford will get. I can see your face. Will get beaten
Right.
by Poole by 10 points.
So you gone for 50-40. Okay. I went for Oxford to win by 4.
Okay.
And Webby has gone for Oxford to win by 8.
Ooh.
So,
Ooh.
Hi.
Something's going to happen there, isn't it?
yep. So, okay.
Okay.
So the next one is in the Premiership KO Cup in the Northern Section. That's on Thursday. And that is Sheffield against Leicester.
That's up to you.
I went for Sheffield to win by 16 on that one.
And I'll bet I went Sheffield to win by 10.
You did go for a 10-point win, but you went
Either
for a
way.
10-point win to Leicester. So,
You, Mark?
yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
You do, don't you?
I'm going to go Sheffield by 12.
Okay, next up is Friday's meeting up in the BSN Series in the Scottish section. It's Glasgow against Berwick.
And that's up to you, Webby. What have you done?
You went for Berwick by 22.
Did I?
You
I
did,
was
yeah.
gonna no.
So you won't be going up to Glasgow then on the coach.
I'm sure it was Glasgow.
Did you say how much? By how much?
22.
Is that possible?
Yeah. Well, it is possible,
It's possible,
yeah.
yeah.
It's unlikely, but it's possible.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, so it's possible. Oh, yeah.
Glasgow by 12.
Okay. I went for Glasgow by 16 on that one.
Did you get the picture there?
Okay. So next up also on Friday is the quarter-final of the Knockout Cup, the first leg, Redcar against Edinburgh.
I'm tempted to go for a draw here. Red car by 2.
I went for Redcar by 10.
Go on then.
And Webby went for Edinburgh by 8.
That's not on the round. That's a possibility.
Ridiculous one.
I'll have that one then.
Okay. Next up on Saturday, Workington against Scunthorpe. That's in the Bears End series, Northern section.
That's up to you.
It's up to them.
I went for Workington by 8 on that one.
I bet you I went for Workington by 20.
Not far off, you went for Workington by 16.
Really?
Which is plausible.
Oh, okay.
You know, I don't... Scunthorpe not fancied... obviously Scunthorpe have got Josh Pickering as number 1. I mean, he's one of the best number 1s in the league there, but it might be difficult on some of the away tracks.
I'll go for Workington by 10.
Okay. I will send you the link as well so that you can put these on on yourself. Okay, next up is we're staying in the BSN and staying in the Scottish section. Berwick against Glasgow, so that's the return meeting.
And I put Berwick by 10.
You went for Berwick by 8.
Did
You
I?
weren't far off.
Okay. I like Berwick.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm actually going to copy you and go by Berwick by 8.
Wow.
I went Glasgow by 2 on that one.
There's some differences of opinion going on this week.
Well, that's what we
there's
want,
going to be
isn't it?
league movements
Yeah, I
around
think
this
so,
week.
yeah. Okay, so our first NDL meeting of the season. It's Leicester Lion Cubs against the Middlesbrough Tigers.
I'm going to say Leicester by 10.
Okay. I have gone for Leicester by 12.
Did I go for Leicester by 16?
You went for Leicester by 6.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Again, not
I'm
out
getting
of the
better. I'm
realms.
getting better.
Yep.
I'm getting better.
Next one I want to make. This is going to be in the Premiership. Bellevue against Ipswich.
Okay, that's up to you.
I went for Bellevue by 10.
I went for Bellevue by 16.
No, you went for Ipswich by 22. I can send you the link to the league tables actually if you want to study those while you're doing this.
Oh dear.
I don't think it'll make it. But what did you say? Bellevue by 10?
Yep.
No, I'm going to go Bellevue by 12.
Okay. And last one in the Premiership Knockout Cup Southern section, Kings Lynn against Northampton. They make their bow.
Whoa. How do we read this one? We ask Webby.
I bet you might put Northampton to
You
win.
have gone by Northampton, yeah.
Have I?
Yeah, you like these 22-point wins because you've gone for that one as well, 22.
Oh, God.
That'd be a hell of a start for Northampton if they go away and win the 22.
I'm going to have that number on the lottery. I think.
Oh, Kings Lynn by 8.
I've gone Kings Lynn by 12 on that one. Baptism of fire. Well, is it a good fixture for Northampton, to be fair?
I think an away fixture is probably the best way for them to get to. Nobody's expecting anything of
Yeah.
them, and it's a good way of getting rid of the cobwebs ready for your home meeting.
Yeah.
It's a track that nobody's ever ridden before.
No, not even their own riders. So
It's gonna.
I'm interested to see when they're going to be having their practice sessions as well. So because I don't think there's been anything. I think they're still getting track stuff sorted out there, aren't they? So
They've just put a thing out saying that they're not asking for any more track staff, so I presume they've sorted their track staff out.
yeah.
Okay, interesting to see on Friday, Canal Plus showed a free live stream of Extra Liga match between Sparta Rocklaw and can you pronounce that?
Zilona Gora.
Thank you very much. On their YouTube channel. Think they will do more like this going by Canal Plus webpage. BSPA should get their act together and show a match of the week as live on their YouTube channel.
I think they did explore. They have explored it in the past, haven't they? The BSBL, but they've rejected it on cost measures. So, typical BSBL, really. Look at the negative side instead of the positive.
Well, yeah, and also just about every track's got its own streaming service.
They pretty much have now, haven't they? So,
and their own video service. So
yeah.
how much does it cost
I mean,
to
YouTube's
download?
YouTube's
video?
got a huge catchment area as well, isn't it? There's loads of people watching all sorts of stuff on YouTube, don't they? So,
Absolutely.
it's
It's my go-to place when I'm just browsing through the television. I'll put the YouTube on, and you just see lots of.
there's just also anything there.
Yeah.
You get meetings from 25, 30 years ago that are on there. So, and full meetings as well, so you can watch them. So,
Dave Twine says, I have downloaded Plymouth app and it's okay, and it looks to have been released on Facebook also.
yep.
Oh, is there another word underneath also? Is that it? That's that. Okay. I'm just going to make a note.
Yep. Hopefully, a few more clubs will follow suit and do that. So,
It's just got it. Speedway's perfect for it, for that sort of a thing. Possibly more than any other sport that I can think of.
yep.
But match of the week hosted by Gary Newbon. I'm not sure Gary's with us anymore.
Gary's still about, yeah.
He's, yeah, yeah.
Still about.
He's still about, yeah.
Lives over there.
He's not
Okay.
he's not a favourite person of somebody in my family. I know
No,
that,
no,
but
no.
yeah,
Yeah, he lives over the road.
yeah. Obviously, we should talk about Ty Whiffenden because he has now made his track return
Debut,
last
yeah.
week. So
It's not a debut, is it? But
yeah, well, return. Obviously,
Return,
a lot of
there's the word.
attention on it. Obviously, so
how did he do?
I think he did okay. I mean, he was obviously it wasn't a pressure meeting. It was a meeting that obviously I was rather taken aback by. I think it's one of the Polish journalists. I think he's not the guy's name. Let's have a look at Matthias Puka, who was rather withering and rather harsh tweet I thought about there. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, Whiffenden never dispelled doubts about his return against weak rivals. He looked average. All the league riders will see how sharply he was easing off the throttle. Every next match will be tougher for him. For now, he's Ostrova's fifth senior. We already know why he didn't ride in the practice matches. I think that's a bit harsh myself. He's, let's not forget that 12 months ago he nearly lost his life.
Exactly.
So. And he's had quite a bit of stick from it, including Darcy Ward. I watched the meeting and I disagree. He did all right considering all things. Great start. Many said he wouldn't ride again. I don't understand the criticism. Have you raced Speedway?
That's always the one.
Yeah. Phil Lanning said, you're entitled to your opinion, but that is not the story. The story is of Ty Woofenden returning from life-threatening injuries to race again. There is never anything average about that kind of courage.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I was rather surprised when I saw that. It's someone obviously with very high expectations,
or wanting to get his name out there.
But
it's an easy way of doing it, isn't it?
I mean, Ty's one of the. We all know Ty divides opinion like no other rider, don't we? So,
I mean, the thing about Ty is he just says it as he sees it.
He's very good at generating headlines, and I think. He probably generates more headlines than any other rider in the sport today. Even Bart Smarslick, I don't think, gets the headlines that Ty does. I wish him well. Obviously we know he's not riding in the UK this season. I think that was pretty obvious he wasn't going to ride over here. Now he's not riding in the GPs. I think he's probably the wise step was not to ride in the GPs. I think really it was a bit of a PR stunt to give him the wild card in the first place, because it was always going to be a tough ask for him to have, not ridden at that level for nearly 2 years, come back from such a horrendous accident as he had, and then expect him to start competing in the Grand Prix again. Yep.
Okay, well, I think really, gentlemen, we've come to the end of the show.
We'll get the Rider of the Week sorted for next week then. I'll get some nice, some fancy grass.
We could just give a quick Rider of the Week now to who we think. Who are you going to go for?
I'm going to go for Tom Brennan.
Myself included. I'm going to go for Tom Brennan. And Gary's probably going to go for... So Chris is probably going to go for...
I'm not Gary. I'm going to go for Tom Brennan.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
yeah. Obviously, one thing we should say about Sheffield as well, Sheffield owners are hoping to get the next generation of supporters hooked by giving away up to 10,000 free tickets between now and the end of the season. It's the latest initiative introduced by the club to give something back to the local community, having already formed a partnership with Sheffield Children's Hospital earlier in the year. Co-owner Damien Bates said, "We said this year was about starting afresh and giving things back to people in the local area, and we want to do that while we're trying to do all we can to grow the next generation of supporters at the same time. So whether it's local sports teams, dance groups, scout groups, or anything like that, we want our existing supporters to nominate groups or recommend us, and we'll be giving out some free tickets over the coming months."
it makes me seethe. I think it's a great idea, by the way. I mean, it's not. What makes me seethe is I was suggesting, and you were suggesting it, and you were suggesting exactly those sorts of things 10, 15 years ago, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Give people a taster.
And it just... Speedway is this Marmite sport. You watch it, and you either get it and love it, or you don't get it and you hate it.
Yep.
So you've got a 50-50 chance every time you send somebody new to watch this sport that they're going to go, wow. And how many times that happens, it does. So great initiative by Sheffield, said Fred Graham, worked at Glasgow last year. And I've also said that one of the things that the BSPL should do is at the beginning of each season, everybody has to put a bond up, don't they?
Yeah.
Part of that bond should be them saying, what are you going to do this year to attract new customers? They should have every club should have a stated aim of how they're going to do that. That should be a thing that the BSPL insist on.
They should be doing that themselves, the BSPL, really. I mean, if you most successful businesses will have what they would call a roadmap, won't they? So, this is where we want to be next year. This is where we want to be in 2 years. The British Speedway is a business.
Yeah. At
the end of the day, it's obviously for the likes of me and you, it's something to go and enjoy. But
it's a failing business at this point.
Yeah.
You can't. There's no two ways about it. I did not want to end on such a bad note, but there we go.
Yeah.
Well done, Sheffield. Well done, Glasgow. Well done, Plymouth as well. There are certain sort of roses growing.
Yeah.
In
I'm very
different
interested
areas.
to see what Northampton do, obviously, as they approach their first meeting, which I believe is April the 30th. So we've got a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks still to go before that one.
And also how Ipswich, who seem to be ruffling a few feathers. How that.
Yeah, it's interesting because
pans out.
obviously everyone pointed out that there wasn't a media day for British Speedway this year. Of course, the GP, they did a media day for GP, and it looked like there was a lot of things going there. A lot of people very pleased to see that the race jackets are back in the Grand Prix this year because they haven't bothered with them the last few years. So I'm pleased to see that as a traditionalist. But yeah, I watched quite a bit of it, to be fair, and there were some real good things there, and. I think the guy's name's Richard Palmer. I think who's also the new promoter of Ipswich, and I think a lot of what he says he's very right. So hopefully he'll be able to steer some good positivity into British Speedway and to sort of get it moving now in the right direction.
Yeah, let's hope so.
But he's got to be allowed to do it. That's the problem.
That's always been the problem.
Yeah.
I think there's a very obvious reason why they didn't have a media day this year. They didn't know half the teams.
Absolutely, yeah.
So,
Yeah. As I've said though, it's all very well suggesting these brilliant changes. At the end of the day, Speedway needs to want to change. And I think there's been times when you could say, I don't think it's got the appetite to do it. But yeah.
And on that
miserable note.
Yeah.
Sorry we've spoiled your Tuesday evening. So.
Hopefully next week. We are not here next week.
We're not here next week, are we? So
No,
We're not here for
we're not
a
here
week
next
now.
week.
Yeah. I'm away for 9 days. So
Okay,
you'll
so-
miss the next 2, I'm afraid.
So, Elliot, we will do your report on Sheffield the next time we come.
Yeah.
But it won't be next week. It'll be the week after. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Okie dokie.
Yep, okay.
Because somebody here has more holidays than he knows what to do with.
I've not had a holiday for weeks, days.
And on that more positive note.
okay.
So I know the outro's not going to work, so we'll just have to have a little bit of good night.
Okay. Take care, everyone.
See you guys. Good night.
Get out.
Welcome to the Speedway